Okay.
Hello and welcome to Different Perspectives. I am Paul Ndidi. We are live today, and today we turn to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where a military tribunal in Kinshasa has sentenced former President Joseph Kabila to death in absentia. The court found him guilty of war crimes, treason, and other crimes against humanity. Charges tied to his alleged support for the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels in the 1960s Eastern Congo. Kabila, who ruled the country from 2001 to 2003, denied anything wrong, calling the process politically motivated. But the verdicts, which are also remarkable, suggest the national high court viewed the messages as central in through a nation fractured by years of conflict. The M23 rebels were acknowledged already as part of the North and South Kivu, the ruling East African Community, and further destabilizing to help us understand what's happening in this region. I'm speaking live from the Bukavu. I'm speaking live from the capital Kinshasa, the capital of the Central Republic in Bukavu. Hello, Fabien. Welcome to Different Perspectives.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for inviting me.
So right off the bat, let's start off by maybe giving us an assessment of what's happening on the ground.
What's happening in the ground about the trial or the general situation here in Bukavu? As you know, it's now 8 months since the rebels of M23 AFC took over Bukavu. They have appointed civil authorities. Hello?
Yes, look on the screen. I can hear you. Talk.
Yeah, they have appointed civil authorities who are running the city. We have the governor, we have mayors, we have different authorities in North Kivu and in South Kivu. And last week, the rebels hold a seminar to build, to improve capacity building of the leaders from the coordination in Goma to those leaders who are on the ground. They said they want to improve the governance, and they and the professor from all over the world, Brussels, Bukavu, and other trainers come to train them on leadership, good governance, community mobilization, and planning. They said they have to show that they have a program and that they have to rule differently with the government of Kinshasa. So it means, and they said they can't continue, they have to answer and to respond to the need of population, because they have now 9 months and they have to work. They have had what people want, and they want to improve large populations. This is what in the ground. The other point is that, you know, I can remind you, there is the DOA process that is almost dead. no matter the principle of agreement that was signed, but there is nothing moving on that agreement. People hope that with that agreement of Doha and the agreement of Washington between the DRC government and Rwanda government, that they should expect more peace, that there will be a ceasefire, but the situation is not like that. The the fighting are still going on in South Kivu. It's not in the town, but in the rural areas, fighting are still going on. Even in North Kivu, it is the same. But the rebels are taking measure to govern the city and to improve the governance. That's why they decided to train the leaders and those who are governing on the ground. I think this is the situation we can. This is on the ground what is going on now until now.
Interesting. Before we continue, can you adjust your screen? Adjust your screen so I can see your head. Oh, okay, that's a little
Is it
bit
okay
better.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, how ordinary people reaching out to who are trying to figure out what's going on are reacting to the news of overturning the sentence of death?
So there is so many reaction about the sentence of President Kabila. Those who belongs to his party, the PPRD, said it is a political trial because there was no evidence shown by the court that he has been involved in criminal or in the war. They said they said that it's a political trial because the government want to muzzle the opposition so that and they said they are very sure that the president has not abandoned the idea to change the constitution so that he may remain in power beyond 2028. But they said this political matter will be resolved by the government who will take power in 2028 because they said it will be the end of the power of Tshisekedi, and they will not accept anymore that he can rule over 2028. This is one part of the population. The other one think it's a very bad message because if the government has already signed a principle of agreement, and in that agreement it was said that those parties must work for the dialogue where opposition, civil opposition, armed opposition, civil society will meet to talk about the situation of the country. This is the position also which is being defended by the Catholic, the church. So the sentence of Kabila is a very bad message. The question is, how do we trust that the government of Kinshasa is really engaged in the peace process while they can't respect what they have signed? You can't sign an agreement that we that encourage the parties to dialogue and make that sentence. It means that what people think that the government of Kinshasa doesn't want to hear about the dialogue. And this means that the opposition will have no other way than the way that lead to violence. If the government cannot respect the agreement it has signed with the AFC 23, and which is being demanded by the Catholic and the church Catholic and the Protestant church. This is a big problem we have now.
Interesting. Maybe to follow up on what you're saying, do the locals believe that uh, this kind of sentence will bring about justice, or do they see it as a politically motivated move by Tshisekedi's government?
Sorry?
Do you think that this ruling will bring justice, or do the people see it as politically motivated
You,
by
you know,
Tshisekedi's government?
at the beginning, there was the process was wrong at the beginning. As a former president, as a former president, the immunity should be left by the Congress.
Hmm.
This is what
Adjust your
says the
screen
law.
again. Adjust your screen again.
I,
You're disappear.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm saying
Uh-huh.
at the beginning, analysts and the people noticed the wrong thing, that the process was wrong since the beginning. Because as a former president, his immunity should be left by the Congress. This process was not respected. They
Uh,
just use the Senate. Yeah, the first problem. Secondly, during the trial, no evidence was shown. It was even said that some witnesses will come to confirm the accusation, but they did not come. That's why people think it's really a political trial. No evidence shown. The process was wrong at the beginning.
Now, what
And
impact
before,
might
sorry?
Fabian? What impact might this verdict have on the fragile U.S. brokered peace deal signed in June, and the one that you just referenced in Qatar?
No. What? Can you come again, please?
Uh, what impact does this verdict have on the fragile peace brokered by the United States and the one that you
Yeah,
just referenced in Qatar?
I think the trial has a very big impact. A very big impact because, as I said before, the principle, the agreement of principle signed by the government and the AFC, it was mentioned that the two parties, the government will work so that the dialogue, to organize the dialogue with all the opposition and civil society to work on the cause of the crisis. Kabila is one of the leader of the opposition. He's a former president. So by this sentence, I think the Doha process, it is also a bad message for the Doha process, a very bad one, because it's almost a violation of one of the principle of agreement. That's that's why I think the international community, those who are working with the government and the rebels, should pressure on the government to act accordingly to what they have signed. You can't sign the post process, accept the dialogue, and act in opposite with what you have signed. This is the big, we think, the international community, DOA, USA, should make pressure on the government of Kinshasa so that to avoid such behavior and be fully engaged for the peace process. Peace process means you have to consider what you have signed, you have to go to dialogue, and you have to have what can I say, to open the political process and not continue threatening and to muzzle the opposition.
Interesting. Uh, in case you're just joining us, we are talking about the Democratic Republic of Congo, where a military tribunal in Kinshasa just sentenced former President Joseph Kabila to death in absentia. The court found him guilty of war crimes, treason, and crimes against humanity. Charges are tied to his alleged support for the Rwandan-backed M23 rebels advancing through eastern Congo. Uh, let's for context, Kabila ruled from 2001 to 2019. He denies any wrongdoing, calling the process politically motivated. But the verdict, which also demands that he pays the $50 billion in damages, has sent shockwaves through a nation that is already fractured by years of conflict. And of course, joining me from Eastern DRC in Bukavu is Fabian Mwazi, Secretary General of the Center for Political and Strategic Studies based in Bukavu. Earlier, I was trying to establish how people are reacting, and I think maybe to follow up on that, uh, could Fabian, this sentence
Yes,
fuel sympathy for Kabila among his supporters in Eastern DRC?
among supporters, you know, bon, I don't. Bon. He has some supporters from parties and from, but they don't. There is no demonstration here. He must have some supporters from his party, from other people. But here there is no demonstration allowed since the M23 took the power. There is no demonstrations. There are some supporters, but who are just there. They can't demonstrate. They can't do anything because in this area there is no demonstration here since there is no political party that are functional here since the M23 took power on the ground.
Now, the government alleges that Kabila is the de facto head of M23 and all the other militia groups that are trying to destabilize the country. Is there any evidence to that on the ground to suggest that former President Kabila is actually involved in subversive activities?
But until now, I think the only evidence, there is no evidence. The only thing they said it's that he visited Goma. He visited Goma in the Bukavu, while the Kinshasa considered that coming in Bukavu in the Goma, it's meaning that he supported the rebels. This is the only thing we know, that he came here in Bukavu, he came to Goma, saying that he was talking with people about the peace process. This is the only thing we know. We don't have any other evidence. Even the court did not show any evidence about his involvement in the rebellion, in the involvement for supporting the, 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 the M23 or other things. There was said, as I said before, they were said that people will come, some witnesses will come to confirm the accusation against President Kabila, but these witnesses did not come. At the end, they said they have retracted. So
Yeah. How is the leadership of the military and political leadership of M23 responding to some of these charges that they have leveled against former President Kabila?
I don't know yet. I've not read something. I did not read something about the sentence, and I did not ask them what they think. But what I know is that he's a leader of the FCC, of the opposition, and he's a major. He's a former president, and if we want to get peace in this country, it's very important that we work on how we can unite people instead of dividing them. I think it's the most important. We already have many problems with what is going on here in South Kivu. The country is divided. I think what the government can do, it's more acting to unite people, to ask them to come together, to see how we can resolve the problem instead of dividing. This is the only thing I can say for the moment.
What risks does this ruling pose for stability in Bukavu, in Goma, and all the other parts that are under the rebel control?
What risk are? Sorry?
What risks does this ruling against former President Joseph Kabila pose for stability in the region or in the areas that are already occupied by the rebels?
Well, Kabila is a former president. He has many relations with the other countries, good relations with many countries. And I said the message is that if he can't be hard because he's not, because he's a civil opposition to the government of Kinshasa. It means the only way he will have it also to be in an opposition to take arms. This is the choice the government has given him. This is the choice the government has given him, and it's very dangerous for for us, for the people, because we don't think we think it will not help us. It will not
Can
help
you
us.
adjust your screen, please? As you're talking, can you adjust the screen?
I'm saying,
Yeah, a little bit more. Adjust your screen so I can see you. Okay.
is it okay?
Sorry about that. Okay. So, you're saying, can you finish your point, please?
Yeah, you were asking about the risk of this sentence.
Yes.
In the region. Yeah, I said the Kabila is a former president. He he have a good relationship with many countries in the region. And what has what the government of Kinshasa has done does not give him many choices. So it means the only choice he will have is also being engaged in violence. And this is not very good for the country. But we don't know what will happen. Let us see in a few days. Maybe with the pressure of international community, they will make more pressure in the government of Kinshasa and see what will happen. Maybe if this sentence it's a mean or we're told to go in negotiation with something to I don't know to ask for if it's really something they did because they want to negotiate in the process. Bon, we don't know, but let us see in a few days what will happen. But it's not a very message for the country and for the people.
You know, my
But
sources tell. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead. No,
no,
I
I
was going
said
to
I
say that
finished.
my sources tell me that M23 rebels are advancing towards the border town of Burundi. They have surrounded the area, but they're just waiting for the right time to march in. Uh, are those sources correct? What do you hear on the ground? They want to seal off
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
entire
yeah,
region.
yeah. I know they are. I know they are advancing in the. I said fightings are continuing in the rural areas, and maybe I don't know what is the next. Uh, what will be the next region or what will be the next place? I don't know, but what I know is that they are really advancing in the rural areas. If it's Uvira, the next place that will be, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
Okay, I'll give
I
you
don't
that.
know.
Uh,
I
do
don't
you
know.
do you expect this to worsen the relationship between DRC, Rwanda, and Burundi? Of course, given the accusations that have been flying around, accusing Kigali of heavily backing M23 and Burundi as well, the government in Burundi as well, trying to help the rebels.
Yeah, in the Burundi has is always accusing Rwanda that by backing the M23 and AFC, they have also trained some rebels who are against Burundi. This is a this is what Burundi has been saying, that the rebels against the government of Burundi are being trained in the AFC and the M23 so that they went to Burundi to take over the power. This is what Burundi has been saying, and that's why Burundi decided to support the government of Kinshasa. Now, Uvira is the place. It is the border with Burundi,
Mhm.
and we know that many Burundi has said soldiers in Uvira and other places to protect and to support the Congolese government. So if Uvira fall on the M23 hands, it means Burundi and Bujumbura will be at risk. This is a this it's obvious.
Mhm.
It's Uvira is in hands of M23 and AFC. It's very clear that Bujumbura, the capital city of Burundi, will be at risk. So we
So,
don't know. I have heard that Burundi and Rwanda, they are talking about the situation. They are in negotiations to see what can be done. Bon, they still talking. They're still talking, and I think this is why the attack the attack on Uvira have been delayed. I think there is talking between Rwanda and Burundi,
so this is getting interesting. It could actually
but
the war could
there is
spill over
also
into Burundi.
sorry.
This is interesting in a sense that, like from what you're saying, you say that if they take over Uvira, then there is a likelihood that they are going to advance to Bujumbura.
No, they will not advance to Bujumbura, but they said, according to Burundi said some rebels are being trained in AFC and M23 troops, so that when Uvira, if they took over Uvira, these Burundian who are being trained will be in Burundi. It's not the M23 will go there. It's
Mhm.
those Burundian. It's Burundi who said so. I don't have any evidence about that. Yeah, I've not made any investigation about that to 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 confirm that really there are Burundian who are opposed to the government of Burundi who are trained by the AFC and the M23. I don't know. I don't have evidence, but this is Burundi has said that rebels from Burundi are being trained. I think that's why the Burundi government have decided to support the bomb. I think, but I don't have evidence about that.
Mm. You know, let's go back to the justice system in DRC. Uh, a lot of people talk about the justice system or the judiciary in the DRC as a very inept uh, uh, institution of government. They talk about how corruption has eroded every the fabric of that institution. Uh, how, in terms of credibility, they don't give it that much. How credible is the military justice system in the eyes of the people in Eastern DRC?
No, our justice, even the President Tshisekedi, many times has said that this justice is not. There is no credibility. There is no credibility. There is corruption, and most of this time, the judicial system is it's under the political will. Whatever is decided by the political, it's what they do. And this is a big, I think it's a big challenge for the country. It's a big challenge for the country.
So, in other words, you don't see the military justice system, whether it's the civilian courts, dispensing justice that can be seen to be fair and credible by most people.
No, I don't think. No, no, no. I think there is more effort we have to do so that our justice may, we say, justice raise nations. And when justice can't do so, it's a very big problem. And we cannot understand everyone can be thrilled, but can how can you sentence someone without evidence? You promise that there will be witnesses that will bring more confirmation on the accusation. Those witnesses did not come. No evidence, only a message from the minister and from whatever. It's a very big problem. It lacks credibility, and it's a big problem for the country. A very big problem for the country.
At your center, for of political and strategic studies, how are you looking at things, considering that, for example, what does this case reveal about the struggle for power and the control of Congo's minorities? I want you to look at it as from a strategic and a political point of view.
This trial, I think, in 2018, Sekedi did not win the elections. And I think this is what Kabila is paying for now. Sekedi did not win the elections, but Kabila decided in agreement to give him the power. I don't know why he decided to do so. We all know that it's Fayulu who could be who won the elections.
Right.
And yeah, it's Fayulu who won the elections, but the President Kabila decided to make an agreement. I don't know why. And I think what is doing the president now wants to, what can I say? You want to erase those who have supported him, those who were saying he did not win, he did not do this. You want those guys to be out of the country and out of power. And this is a big problem we have. I think the elections, the power we have to, the political leaders in our country is still it's still a very big challenge for us, because we don't rule to serve people. We rule, we go to power, just getting power, getting money, becoming more power, but not serving the people in the country. And this is a big problem we have. We have to educate the people as in other countries, to know that when you go to power, you are the servant of the people. You are not there for getting rich, for getting money, for getting this. See now what is happening to President Kabila. I don't know. Maybe if he has respected the results of the election, maybe we don't know what could be today. And what Tshisekedi is doing, what he's doing, he will be treated the same way tomorrow when someone else will take the power. So what your question is, yeah, he will be treated the same because many people are asking themselves, even if there is the disagreement with Kabila and whatever, why should not remind that it's Kabila who took him to the city to the power? So, and this is a very bad message, because those presidents who are in power now, they will be they will be saying, if I leave the power, I don't know what will happen for me tomorrow. I don't know what will happen for me tomorrow. This is why most of them are changing the constitution. They want to remain 20, 18 years until they die. You have many countries where president, even if he's so old, he don't want even in his party to appoint someone who can replace him.
Unfortunately,
And
that's
this is
the
not this
disease
is
that a
very
lot of
bad for the region.
I think that's a disease that most African countries are suffering from. The issue of
Yeah. This is a disease. This is a disease of it's a disease of many and we fought that in 2018, that we fought that after what did Kabila, the country could be an example of democracy, and that after 10 years we'll be seeing maybe the new figure, new leaders taking the power and help the country to change and to get some mental leaders. But now it's very difficult.
Okay, it looks like your audio is breaking. But final question. I know you have to leave, but it's getting darker over there, very late in the night. Final question. Now, obviously, the international community
I
has
can't
been
hear you. The
involved.
connection is down.
You can't hear me?
No, the connection. Can you go
Okay.
ahead? Can you
Okay, I was saying
repeat,
that.
please?
Where does this leave the deals that were signed here in the United States, the deals that were signed in Qatar, that quote unquote was supposed to bring about a semblance of peace and stability in that region? The fact that the government is pursuing aggressively the arrest or the indictment or the sentencing of former President Joseph Kabila, that changes everything. From where you stand, what can you tell us about that?
Well, what can I say? It's that we observe that there is an inconsistent behavior of the government of our government. On one side, we go, we negotiate, we sign agreement. In the other side, we have a behavior that is opposite of what we have signed. I think it's not. It will not help the people at all. This side of the country is already under AFC and the M23 control. So I think the effort that the government should do, it is to work and to do the best so that they finish the war, no matter what happens, no matter the disagreement with the M23 or whatever, I think this is what they should do. You should accept it to those leaders to call them on a table to talk because people are suffering. And when we govern people, you don't govern for yourself. You see what is the problem, what is your people is asking for, and you work on demand on the people, not on your own interests,
Well, I guess
not on your own interests.
I guess we leave it there. Thank you so much for your time, Fabian.
Thank you so much, Paul. I think thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure talking to you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure for me too. It's a pleasure for me too. It's a pleasure
And
for me to be invited on Voice of America.
no, this unfortunately, Voice of America was shut down. So this is a different platform called Ndiho Media, and the show is called Different Perspective.
Thank you so much, Indio. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Have a good night. We want to know what you think
Thank you
about
and bye bye.
Congo's. We want to know what you think about Congo's ex-president Joseph Kabila being sentenced to death in absentia, a military court, and what this means for Congo's fragile peace and the future of its politics. Share your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Paul Ndio on Substack, X, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Spotify. That's it for today. We look forward to seeing you on another edition of Different Perspectives right here with Paul Ndio. Take care and bye for now.
Thank you.